Hello guys, welcome to Mark Shrimp Tanks. Today we're going to be checking up on this tank because I want to show you guys in real time if us adding all the soil to the tanks has actually worked right. And one of the best ways that you can actually visually see this happening is if we put food in the tank and the shrimp's reaction, right? So today we're going to put some food in the tank right here, and we're going to use something like EBOOKS or glass garden shrimp dinner, something like that. And I want you guys to see the reaction of the shrimp. Right, because it's very, very important that when you do this kind of stuff that you learn to see the reactions of your animals in your tanks, right? If they're like lethargic, just not moving, sometimes when they don't move and they just keel over on their sides, that is quite the bad thing, right? So yeah, I want you guys to learn to read your shrimp's emotions or reactions to their environment. I think will probably be the best way. By the way guys, I just noticed for some reason when I'm looking in this camera, right, my vision is horrific, right, but for some reason I thought I looked like Captain Picard with the beard. Picard Starship Enterprise, so you guys know what that is. Anyway, let's not go off on a tangent too much. I do have quite the sore throat today guys. I'm not sure what is actually wrong with me, but I felt horrific yesterday. So please do excuse that in the video if you hear me going and all this kind of stuff, because yeah, I'm a tiny bit under the weather, right? So let's get this show on the road. Oh God, I shouldn't have mentioned coughing. Oh God. Let's get the show on the road. First of all, let's get the glasses on so I can actually see what I'm doing. You bald-headed mother effer. And let's get some food into the tank. Oh my God. Guys, I'm really sorry about the coughing. Let's see, shall we try? We haven't tried EBOOKS for quite some while, so let's have a little look. Maybe we can do a little bit of a comparison test here. Yeah, that is what we'll do, right? I'll actually lift up a piece of food for you to see. A little comparison test, because these are both really good foods. My shrimp seem to love both of them, but I have to stay back a little bit. They're roughly the same size as well, roughly the same colour. They're different shapes, so that is the little key thing here. One is like a square and one is like, it's almost like little toilet rolls stuck together like little tubes, right? So, eeny, meeny, miny, mo, we're going to try one piece of food first. We're going to go with EBOOKS. I actually fed these guys 3 pieces of shrimp dinner in the tank all at once the other day because they were ravenous guys, right? So I left it a day, so this will be the first feeding since then. Let's get this into the tank and I will get our camera and stuff set up and turned on. Let's put you on here. And guys, what we'll probably do as well is I'll probably get that little feeding pipe and we'll put that in at the same time. Let me just grab that. Right, we're going to use 2 cameras. I love that 2 camera format. I think you guys like it as well, where you see like me in general over here. And then I make sure this is in focus and then I press record. And you guys will be able to see on this one, somewhere up here in this corner, I'll put that image, right? So let's get the food in. In this tank we have lots and lots of mixed shrimp. Crystal blacks, fancy crystal reds, blue bolts. We have lots and lots of shrimp in here. I don't think you can actually see the food, can you? Let's see, can I move this leaf just a tad? I think the leaf is going to be curled, but you just trust me, the food is there. You will see in a second. You will see in a second. Guys, see this pipe here? For years, right, I've used this pipe, and it was the other day I remembered how there was little notches in the ends, and this used to be in one of my bird cages. I used to have a little parrot called Baby Chicken, and it was just a nice little reminder about how much you love other animals and stuff. Yeah, let's not go off on a bigger tangent, Mark. Holy mother of God. Yeah, I loved that. The little parrot was called Baby Chicken. So what else we can do here, guys, as well is I want you guys to see why this is working as well. Don't take my word for it. We're going to have a look at the pH too, so we're going to need my pH test kit. I love these Serra pH test kits, by the way. Never used them before. I've always used API. And API is the type of ones that you use and then you have to wait for 5 minutes and whatnot, but these ones are almost instant. The increments are higher on this, but they're good enough for you to know what the pH. Right, so for example, it might say 6 pH and the next one might be 6.5, whatever, right? So we have talked about this before. We want to get our pH as low as possible in this tank. And for a shrimp tank, guys, for a soft water shrimp tank like this, you are talking, you want something that is as low as a 5 pH. Yes, you really want to go down that low, because the lower that you can get the pH, the better your shrimp's health will be, because there's less aggressive strains of bacteria and whatnot at lower pHs that will attack the shrimp's immune system and blah, 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 blah. There's other reasons as well, like I am pretty sure like the soft water is better for them. They're designed to live in soft water, right? So it makes sense that they do better in soft water. So let's get our little water sample. We're going to need about 5 mil. Let's see, I've been using this big turkey baster, but it's a little bit big for 5 mil. I have a little pipette here. Let's get some water. And guys, when you do these tests, right, whatever test that you do, make sure that you rinse all your equipment first. And I don't mean your bollocks, I mean the equipment that you're using. Like this as well, you see how I rinsed that when I put water in it? Rinse it well and drain. I always like to do it twice. Let's get some more water. Water is, people in Scotland would say, put your lid on and rinse it. Right, and that makes sure that you get rid of all the stuff that was in there previously out there, because there will be chemical residue and whatever else. Right, so this pipette is 3 mil, I think. God damn it, my throat is sore today. When I'm speaking, guys, it literally, I can feel like snot bubbles and stuff in my throat. It is, yeah, I don't know what is up. I don't normally get sick like this. 5, let me see, just a wee bit less. And I'm going to put this on my little bench here, and I'll show you that in a second. Put this on my little bench here, and I'm just going to make sure that it's perfect. Right, and then we're going to add our 4 drops of pH test solution, 4 drops, and that's all we need. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, right, and the thing I love about these Sera test kits as well is, because they're an instant read, I've actually learned to tell what they are almost instantly. Like this one is yellow, you see it? It is yellow, which is good. Yellow means it's about a 6, or maybe just under 6. Guys, let me know in the comment section below what you think this is. Guys, I always notice as well, when I first do this, instead of putting it on the little piece of paper like what we have here, I always notice that I'm actually able to tell better with my eyes like this, just looking across it, the colour, than placing it on the chart, if that makes sense. Now I'll hold these up together, right, so you can see. Maybe you will be able to tell what I'm actually talking about here, but, or maybe if I put it in front of there a little bit, you probably will be able to tell. Like I can tell looking through this that there is yellow and it has a slight orange tinge to it, right? So on our little diagram here, yellow with a slight orange tinge is between 5.5 and 5, right? So the pH is a tiny bit lower. Again, I'll show you again. As I said, let me know in the comment section below what you think it is. Yeah, it's probably 5.5. It's more yellow than orange. There is a tiny bit orange in it, but it's a good thing. So we are on the ball with our pH. Right, and then guys, when you're finished with your little test kit, make sure that you give it a rinse out, right? Because you don't want you don't want any chemicals that are left inside that test tube to crystallize and etch itself into the glass, right? So yeah, make sure that you give it a rinse. I'll give this a dry after we're finished today. And yeah, that's an awesome little test kit. I can't recommend them, highly recommended. I can't recommend them enough. They're awesome. How are we doing over here? Aren't they awesome, guys? Look at them. If anything, we need to go this way a little bit because they will grab the food. And remember what I said, guys, where I said you have to learn to read the shrimp's reaction, right? So up here you probably see the image right now. Look how energetic and active these shrimp are. Look at them. Look at the way they're acting. So this is what you want. You want them to be this active. Oh, let me just quickly, you know, I forgot to clean the glass. The size of this thing. I forgot to clean the glass. I just noticed there when there was, let me see, can you guys see that? I don't want you to be totally off camera. Oh, I'm going to cut a shrimp in half, live and cam. I have, speaking of cams, guys, I have a new camera coming very, very shortly. Probably next week. So you should see a little improvement in the quality of my videos. I'm getting more and more confident making stuff, so yeah, it makes sense. Where did that food go here? It is still there, you see it? I'm trying to get it off the leaf because you guys can't see the food past that leaf. You see it, there it is. And then we'll move the camera again. Yeah, but I love this glass cleaner. It was one of the cheapest ones on Amazon, and yeah, it is awesome. It splits into 3 parts. 3 parts like this, and then this part splits into 2 again. I'm not sure I could do it with my hand. Sometimes I have to use a pair of pliers to hold it as you twist it off. Right, so most of the time I use just this length here because it's good with my 30 centimeter high tanks, like all of the stuff you see under here. But the odd bigger tank like this, yeah, we need to add our little extension on. The other thing, guys, with this as well is just make sure wherever you store it, you make sure you store it so you're not going to accidentally put your hand into it, because I've done it at least 3 times and I've cut the tips of my fingers. Right, I did have a little guard on it before, but God knows where that is now. Right, so let's check these shrimp. Get your weight to the side. You are a weight this side, so yeah. That looks good enough, doesn't it? All these shrimp will come back in a second. Where did I put my coffee? It's right here. Yeah, so guys, anyway, please excuse my snorting and stuff, because I'm going to need to do it now. Oh. Yeah, so let's have a little look at these shrimp. Maybe we'll have a little zoom in. Because if we have a zoom in, and you guys are able to see that a little bit better. Now my eyes are, guys, are not good enough for me to manually focus this properly. It looks like it's in focus, but I can never really tell. Speaking of the eyebolics, I probably went overboard telling you guys when my eyes are getting done next. It's the 18th of May, which is one day after Norwegian's National Day, which is the 17th of May, and it's the same day as my daughter's birthday, so that is what it is. Let me just get this over here a little bit more. I did actually think about putting the tangerine tigers in here, but I remember what this was like before when we had tangerine tigers in here, guys. If any of you get tangerine tigers, this is something that you must be made aware of. Is they pretty much take over the tank. If any of you guys want to go back and look at my videos that I've done on tangerine tigers before, specifically in this tank, you will see Mark had a lot of tangerine tigers. I'm talking like 500-600 plus tangerine tigers and their offspring and their Michelins and whatever else. And I don't know if it was just because the soil was orange before, but the tank always looked empty, even with that many shrimp in it. 500-600 shrimp, it still looked empty. So this is one of the best things that I've actually done, is add this soil back in. And if you have like a normal little tank that is like a 60 litre tank, 30 by 30 and 60 long kind of deal, how would you add the soil back in? Well, guys, all you need to do, right, is you get your bag of ADA Amazonia, or whatever it is, whatever active soil that you have. Right? I'm recommending ADA Amazonia because it pulls down the pH a lot, right? And it's absolutely loaded with nutrients, especially if you use the little tabs that you get with it. Because I've noticed specifically that in my tanks, they get greener really fast. Within a couple of weeks, they start to go greener, which is a good thing for our shrimp. So all you would do is get yourself a little cup like this in a tank. Remember what did I just say? 60 litres, so that's like maybe this size of tank. Just take something like a cup of soil every other day and put it in the tank and forget about it and go about your daily thing, do whatever it is you're doing, right? And while you're doing your other things, what will happen is the soil will start to adjust the pH in the water, right? It'll start to drop down. And it's very, very noticeable as well that if you have a KH reading using active soil in a tank, your KH reading will start to disappear as the acid starts to dissolve the carbonate hardness in the water. Right, so that's all good stuff, right? Because the lower you get the carbonate hardness in the water, the lower you get that pH. You see where we're going here, guys, with this stuff. We need to get the pH as low as possible that is safe for the shrimp, right? So I think it's about a 5. I have actually bred them with a lower pH. With one of my tanks a long time ago, I'm trying to remember what soil it was 4.5. And yeah, my shrimp bred like the clappers on it as well. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that saying, but like the clappers means just a lot, they bred a lot. But when, again guys, when you're doing all this, make sure you have valid test kits. Can't stress this enough. I have a pH tester there, a probe, that I need to calibrate every single time I use it to make sure that it is working properly. For you guys, what you need to do is just make sure that your stuff is in date. I would go for the Sarah brand. If you have API stuff, that is fine as well, but the only downside to the API stuff is you have to wait those 5 minutes. But guys, as you can see here, by looking into the tank, you can see how active these guys are. Look at them go. They're just, you know, we will have baby boom galore in our new setups with our shrimp doing it this way, I think. Because up until I did this, guys, I was having a death in these tanks every other day, right? So if you're having deaths in your tanks, and if you have an active soil, if you measure it, and just say it's above a 6.5, 6.6, something like that, this is the reason you're getting dead shrimp, right? Because every single time you do a water change, you're going to have a little bit of a pH jump, right? If you have a lower pH and you do a water change, there's enough acid in the water that it buffers the parameters, if that makes sense, right? So the higher up it is, the less there is in the water. It probably does make no sense, because I know I'm like the world's worst for trying to say things, but you will get the gist. You will get the gist, right? So you want your acid to be low, your pH to be low. Okay, let's have a little look. Shall we stop this camera here, and I'm actually going to see if we can zoom in a ball here. You guys are like, what the hell did he just say, ball here? Yeah, I said ball here. I said it. I think it might have been slightly out of focus there. So let's try and do some macro photography here. As you guys know, I like to do my macro stuff as well. So with macro stuff, guys, right, what you want to do is you want to get reasonably close. This camera is amazing, the TG4, because I think the focal range is something like 2 mil. 2 mil, right? So I can literally see stuff that is on the glass in focus, and you know, just look at them a little bit better. So make sure we're in focus. I'm holding you by my hand, and that image is awesome. I actually adjusted the exposure because I noticed the last time the exposure was a tad high. But guys, let me know what you think in the comment section below. Have you enjoyed today's video? Do you want to breed more shrimp like this? If the answer is yes, if you're new to my channel, then please do subscribe and like. And guys, have an awesome day, and I'll catch you all in the next one.